get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Trae Young to Fultz. Markelle Fultz. He's 2 for 2 now.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Parker with it. Down a bundle. Passed it off, and he finishes at the rim.
Probably option 3 right there in the court, but every player is a threat. No excuse for that easy bucket.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. To Embiid. Joel Embiid. Can't ask for much more. He's perfect. 5 for 5 from the field.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Great hustle. That's what you like to see. To Rozier. Embiid. Doesn't have the touch. No good. That's what you've come to expect. Your best players making baskets.
Every NBA player has a superpower. His, obviously, is that depth perception, because that trajectory leads the ball to the net every time.
And finishes. Draymond takes it out on the rim.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ball game.
The assist from number 33, Tobias Harris.
Here's Atlanta. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Across the timeline, it's Rozier. His guys hold a commanding lead. And look out. Big finish at the rim. This is becoming a runaway.
They're getting to the rim at will, probably because we're watching Matador defense. You probably want to get in the way of your defender if they keep trying to attack the rim.
That is great vision to set it up. Big finish at the rim.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
And stuffs it home. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Knocked loose. Green to Trae Young. Sixers have it. Harris to Embiid. It's a big finish.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Hawks come up with it. Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Knocked loose. Sixers have it. Slam dunk.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Hawks with the basketball. Knocked loose. Tobias Harris swats it. And he's going to the free throw line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Nope, first one does not go. knocks down the second after missing the first. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The 76ers certainly didn't have a problem putting up points in the opening half. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers. For the Philadelphia 76ers, the Hawks have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely. These are the guys getting buckets for the Atlanta Hawks.
Game trap. Steals.
The Atlanta Hawks seem to be giving the ball away in this matchup like they're working for a charity. Too many times they've given up steals and the results have been terrible. The lack of ball control was apparent in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
Terry Rozier has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
I'm here. I got ball.
Trae Young. Great feed. Jabari Parker rocking the rim. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Parker into the front court. His guys down big. Knocked loose. Can't connect from in close.
Good boy, baby. Good boy, good boy.
You're on the island now.
Knocked loose. And counted at the rim.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Tobias Harris. Stuffs it down with authority.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
And a rim rocker. Joel Embiid.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Parker with it. He'll run the offense. Paul George with a piece.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
I got your help.
Knocked loose. Sixers have it. Harris. Slams it down. Big finish for Joel Embiid.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Can't connect. Parker into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Philadelphia with the basketball. Harris's shot won't go. Has a look. Wide open look won't go. Rozier with it. His guys holding the big lead. And this will be out of bounds off of Embiid. We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Number 20, Adele Fultz.
Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
The Hawks will use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Knocked loose. Sixers have it. Rozier rocking the rim.
If you know a guy's a driver, there's no need to apply that much pressure on him if his main objective is to get to the rim. Play off of him, make him think about the jump shot, and also, guys from the weak side on the help side, make sure you play in those gaps and you try to close out as quick as possible when he puts his head down.
To Paul George. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Oh, good shot, boy.
The assist from number 13, Paul George.
Fultz to Green. Knocked loose. That's out. Last touch by Josh Richardson. It remains Atlanta basketball. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. And he's fouled, and he earns a trip to the line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Markelle Fultz. He's got 2 shots coming. A career 47% free throw shooter. 2 for 2 on that trip. Paul George. Josh Richardson. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Knocked loose. Now a steal by Atlanta.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort, it's off the charts.
Missed a wide open look.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
It's Atlanta ball. Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers. George buries it on the catch and shoot.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3.